So by now, most of you should know, my name is Yusef Scott, and I want to welcome you to the sodarneasyforex University.
Videos from like when you first started, like I think like what 2014, like the first video, and I was still backtracking. I was backtracking all the pairs that she was backtracking from like 2017.
Right.
So and I feel like if I can just be patient and sit back and have that belief and that trust is gonna go in that way, there's no reason why I shouldn't be out the money. I should be in the money.
Absolutely. Because look at it like this. You can only trade two directions, right? Why would you?
Yeah, up or down.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you get into the trade one way, before you get into that trade, you should already be confident, Julian, about which way that market's going to go. If you get into the trade and you second guess yourself, listen, you're better off just getting out. You might as well just get out, because it's gonna eventually go back in your direction probably, and it's gonna do the same thing again. It's gonna pull back hard one day, and it's gonna keep going, and you're gonna always feel that urge of getting out because of that level of uncertainty. That belief factor is crucial. You gotta believe. And see, once you get into the market with the perfect entry strategy, you're done with that strategy, bruh. Now you're focusing on the stay in your trade strategy. It's just that. You're focused on the stay in your trade strategy. And see, people will lose because of their lack of patience and their belief in the strategy. I can't force people to believe in the strategy. All I can do is show them repetitively how powerful this strategy is. That's all I can do, bruh. That's all I can do. And it's up to them if it's going to take 40 times, if it's going to take 10 times, if it's going to take 100 times, if it's going to take, 200 times for them to see, how repetitive the market is before they start believing it. But that's up to Julian. That's up to Sarah. That's up to Mark. That's up to Peter. That isn't up to me. I'm giving you the strategy, showing you how powerful the strategy is over and over and over again, and it's up to you to believe it. Like, bruh, we've set in over the last month and a half. We set in 5 or 6 different. Every Monday we have this trade alert training, and when the peso set up, when the euro ZAR set up, when the euro USD set up, when the GBP JPY set up, amongst others, I told my students where the market was going. Now, I don't tell them when to get into the market, but I told them where the market was going. It's up to them to know the strategy, to know when to get into the market. So everybody under the sound of my voice during training already knew where the market was going. But those that chose to get in at the appointed time, they got in, they're making money. I do that every week. Every week.
And it's all from support and resistance from like past history.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be from the past. It could be a new level. Support and resistance, you gotta think about it like this. People say that you need at least 2 or 3 taps. That's false. Think about it like this, bruh. Think about it like this. When there's an all-time low or an all-time high, what constitutes an all-time high or low?
A new support and resistance.
Exactly. So that means it was only hit how many times? One time. So that's a good level, right? So forget about what they say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, going all the way back to 1873. No, you only need one hit. But it's up to you to believe in that level. It's up to you to believe in it. Now, how do we determine if that level that was only hit once, when the market returns back for the second hit, will be that level? It's based on what I teach. And these are the things that you're going to see when you log inside the members area. Once I get back to the crib, I'm going to get you set up. and you'll be able to put everything together. All right, because there are millions of levels out there, but not all of those levels should be focused on. And just because a level is a level doesn't mean that the market's going to bounce off that level. It's all about the ebb and flow of the market leading up to that level. And I mean, I can show you better when we sitting in front of the charts. These are the things that I look at. These are the things that I teach the students, that it's not about the market being at support and resistance. People, they say, well, Scott, you only teach support and resistance. Well, the market is only going up to a resistance or only going down to a support level. Yes, that's true. But it's a lot more to it than just that. You know, you gotta be able to feel the market, see how the ebb and flow is going and all that stuff. And if you don't see it, if you don't get a feel for it, you will be lost. You're going to be constantly second guessing yourself, getting in because you think just because it's at support, it's going to go up, or just because it broke support that it's going to go down. See, I'm here to teach you some new stuff that people probably never told you before. It's going to blow your mind.
Yeah, that's why I was looking through your stuff. I said, yo, nobody's teaching this over here. Nobody's. To be honest, I feel like people are lucky to get this content, because when people learn stuff like this, they're not gonna tell nobody about it.
It's wild, man. It's wild. And you know, when I look at the type of, I'm gonna call it backlash, but I ain't gonna call it. I don't really mean backlash. I'm really gonna call it hate. I'm gonna call it hate because really people like, for real, bro. There are tons of people who hold on real quick. I'm at the bank right now. Hold on 1 second. Gotta get.
Yo, take your time.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, so your cashier's checks were free.
Okay.
So we deposited $10 back into your account, and the receipt is in here showing.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. All right. So listen. Check this out. When you have a certain level of intel or wisdom or knowledge, and people see you're moving differently, people see you talking differently, you standing out, I would suppose, at least that's what people, they say, people take notice. So one thing about me is that I've remained the same way since day one. I haven't changed. I've always been on this road, just giving people knowledge, dropping jewels, not giving them everything on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, but giving them enough to make them say, man, this guy, he's making a little bit of sense. But just enough so that they'll think, if I sign up, he'll be able to close these gaps, because he's purposefully leaving gaps open in his message, which I do that. I'm very clever with that wordplay. I'm very aware of what I'm saying and how I'm presenting.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I've been watching you for so long, and I'm starting to, I know your language pretty much. Yeah, because I comprehend it. Yeah, I've been watching it, especially when I lost my job with this coronavirus. I just stuck to trading. Right now I'm trading full time. Like, even with the US 30, I was only on the hourly chart, and I made like $2,000 this week. And if I learn your strategy, bro, I will get rich off of one good trade if I have the right capital. Yeah, the US 30 is bigger than the peso, man. It moves.
It is. I remember your message online, because I remember you said you either messaged me on Instagram or it was a live post, and I remember you said that. You mentioned something about the US 30. I think that was yesterday, right? Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I did a little damage, and I said, imagine if I could learn what he's doing with that. Oh my goodness.
But see, look, I'm gonna tell you something even better. See, when I first started in Forex, and I don't know if you know my story, you should by now, but you know, I took a $500 account to almost $1,800. And that was off of a little bit of knowledge. So just connecting the dots of what you just said, like you said, if you got your capital up, you know, if you see what you can do off of a little bit of money, imagine what you'll be able to do when you get your capital up. So imagine what I'm able to do now with more money inside my account, and imagine what just think about what I saw, what I realized, what I comprehended after having a $500 account, taking it to 800 with no knowledge. I did it off no knowledge, no experience. Just I got in, I was trading the candle that was moving. It was going up, I'm taking it up. If it was going down, I'm taking it down. And I took the count to about 1800. But now that I have knowledge, I have experience, I have patience, I have discipline. And in order for you to, I don't know about other people who train, but see for me, I'm prideful. Yo, I gotta make sure I do it right. Like I can't be out here losing and messing up and not following a serious discipline, and then trying to lead people. That's why there are so many people who are jumping from one group to the next, because people are not really, I don't know, people are after the money, which I get it. Like, my time is valuable, so I gotta charge, but I could charge a lot more. I'm giving out a lot of games, and people be complaining about $150 on discount. I'm like, dude, do you know what you're getting? Even the base membership is powerful. Like,
$500, that's nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, man, it's wild, bro. It's wild. But going back to what I was gonna say, when you're doing this type of stuff, and when you're doing it repetitively, consistently in the market, I guess to some people it's like, oh, dude's showing me up, so let me go ahead and start putting him on blast. I'm like, man, look,
that's corny as hell.
Yeah, you don't even have to do that, because at the end of the day, for real, whether people believe you, believe me, if people are not a student, they'll never know for real. They're either going to lean on one side or the other, but somebody like you who joined, you don't even know what you've embarked on yet. You have an idea, but you can't even get set up until I get back to the crib, bruh. So right now, you're in that waiting phase. You have no idea what you've just purchased that will change your life the way you see Forex. You have an idea, but you really have no idea. And the thing about it, that's why I don't worry about people who say stuff, because I can only connect with those people who are really serious. People are lost out here, bruh. People are lost. And I try to show people.
In the paradox.
Yeah, man, look. I try to show people, if I'm a trade, if I know a setup, and my students know that I said, look, this market is setting up, expect this market to go down. Just, for instance, like the peso. If all my students had that wisdom, had that awareness of where the market was going to go, and I said, all right, I'm known for trading heavy, trading $225 all together on one account, one direction. Let me show them that I can do this on a small account. I don't show people my large account amount, but I'll show you what I got in my small account, because certain things are not for everybody. You know what I mean? So if I show you that I got $700 some in my account, or 500, and I show you that I can confidently trade this money up, why can't you do it? You could take 700 and flip it to 3,500. If you can flip 7 to 3,500, bro, you can flip $3,000 into 15,000. You can do it.
So what about a 700,000 account? Whew.
Exactly.
All the same work.
It's all about percentage. It's all about percentage. I mean, if I'm up 500%, it's the same 500% whether you got a $5 account, $500 account, $5,000 account, $50,000 account, or whatever. It's the same money. It's the same percentage. The only difference is the account size will determine what? It's going to determine your pip value. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. And that's something that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that. Now, I purposefully do things, bro. Everything that I do is calculated. Everything that I do, I already know that people are gonna hate. I already know it, so I move a certain way, because people will always doubt. But man, you know what? At the end of the day,
the belief system is fucked up. That's what it is.
I mean,
Excuse my language, but
yeah, it's just people people are so used to being controlled. Put on the shelf, take them off the shelf. Put them on the shelf, take them off the shelf. People are used to that. Mind control. But what I care to do is to I do care to program people. But what I do is I program them the way that I think. My thing is, Julian, if you're going through my training, I want you to think as I think. Because I know
exactly
you
right.
know what I mean? Yeah, if I think this way, then that means if I think this way, then I move a certain way. I move accordingly. So if you're gonna buy into the program, like you said, you said from the jump of this conversation, you said, teach a man, if you give a man a fish, he eat for a day. But you teach him how to fish, he eat for a lifetime. And that's so true. So I'm basically showing you how you can reprogram yourself to always have fish on your table. You can eat. All you have to do is be patient and let the market set up properly. You don't have to jump in on everything. Bro, I see plenty of setups every week. I see some setups that are not good. I see some setups that are excellent. I see some setups that are in between. I see pairs that are not set up. And I always tell students, you guys have to learn to follow what I tell you. Don't focus on this pair. Alright? This one right here is setting up. So get ready for TPE as the perfect entry strategy. This one is already moving. So follow SIT. You know what I mean? You'll find out all of the finer details once you get inside of the members area. It's gonna all come together and make sense. So if every week I tell you that there's no way you couldn't make money unless you were just getting in on everything, trying to get in on everything. That's it's not the way you're supposed to do it. You find, if I have 5 good setups, 5 good ones, I don't want to trade all of them. I may trade 2, 3 tops. But if I got just like spades, if I got 4 in a possible or 3 and 2 possibles, out of those 3, I may trade 2. Really depends on the pairs. But my go-to pairs, 𝐿, peso, GBP, JPY, GBP, and ZD. The rest of them,
those are big players.
Exactly. The rest of them, I can get down with them, but the setup got to be right. I mean, it got to be right. Things got to be lined up. I'm not just getting in, it's that support. It's not about just support. It's not about just resistance. That's not what I teach. I had a guy recently, he told me, actually he's a current student. He told me that when he first got into my training, he thought that my material, he watched his first video and he thought that it was just, I was teaching some type of support and resistance course. And he said, man, I thought you scammed me. He said, but when I kept watching the videos, I realized, man, this was heavy, this was deep. And he had to send me a message, and he told me straight up. He told me straight up. And, that's what some people, they believe. Oh, this dude, he only teach support and resistance. Okay, you can believe that. I had another guy told me the same thing. He said, man, you can go online and find support and resistance all day long. Yeah, you can. To its point, you can. But not on this level. Everybody teach support and resistance. Some people teach supply and demand. But not on this level.
Yeah, that's like, I was like, I gotta learn this. Like, if I could just mimic everything that you do, there's no reason why I shouldn't be successful.
Absolutely.
There's no reason why. And even the indexes. I prefer to trade more indexes than currency. Personally, that's just my preference.
Yeah.
So if I can learn, even if I could trade currency, I like trading currency. But if I could learn your strategy with the indexes, oh my goodness. Whew.
Yeah. They're very powerful, very fast. I mean, one little cough and you done fell into a boatload of money, you know.